So as we look at Monday night, Ohio State, Notre Dame, Marcus Freeman, Ryan Day, two coaches who neither of them have a national championship. They're joining the club. They will be the third active head coach with a national championship, joining Kirby Smart and Dabo Swinney, because there's been a little bit of an exodus. We lost Nick Saban's titles. We lost Mac Brown, who was forced out at North Carolina. There's Riley Leonard. There's Jack Sawyer coming off his hero moment at the Cotton Bowl. There's so many interesting storylines. What big picture compels you the most about this matchup?
Well, I think it is the idea of these coaches and like what we're going to say after the game ends, right? Regardless of what the outcome is. For Ryan Day, I was one of those people where I said I had seen enough out of him after they lost to Michigan, especially the way that he looked after the game with the flag planting situation. I'm like, I'm not sure about this. And so now you have an opportunity for that guy to go ahead, get a national championship, be at the top of the mountain in college football, where, a little bit over a month ago, people were done with him, right? Like, I think that's interesting. Flip side of that is, I know a lot of folks that are still kind of looking and saying, well, you made it this far. If you come up short, like, it's still going to feel very weird when we talk about the 2024-25 season for him. And then you flip it over to Marcus Freeman, super young dude, right? Like, got the job. A lot of people were asking the question, like, have we gone too far with giving these young dudes who don't have any head coaching experience these big jobs? And then we see some of the losses, Marshall and NIU. And I think people kind of lost faith. Like, maybe Marcus did get this opportunity too early. And now he's got Notre Dame in a position to win a championship, the first time in over a decade, and their first championship in my lifetime, right? Like, this is monumental stuff. And so I think that matchup, just from the standpoint of making these guys careers potentially, is really intriguing to me.
Yeah. First of all, my lifetime as well. Not that much older than you. So just wanted to clarify that for our listeners.
I'm saying that not because of you, for the listeners.
Yeah, no, I know. But I just wanted to point out that we're in the same age range. Barely.
We are.
We are.
We're in that band.
It's a narrow age range, but you're an old soul. Sometimes you forget that you're not.
I am. I know. I feel like I've lived this life before.
Listen, I'm with you completely. And it's not a surprise, right? That a national championship, like, it affects legacies. It affects, what you are in your career and in a sport forever. It's very hard to get to this point. It's very hard to win it. And I do think we will talk about the coach that wins it differently. Certainly if it's Ryan Day and everything that he's accomplished. I've already said, the idea that I had that it was, going to be like impossible to move forward and get through the next 11 months before the next Michigan game, that does not feel the same way anymore. I think, obviously you'd want to win that game, that people in Columbus expect Ohio State to be contending for Big Ten and national titles and beating Michigan. So, that's good to do. But I feel very differently about him as a coach in big games since that game and what we've seen since, the preparation, the way that he's handled the actual games themselves, the in-game moments, and all of that. But outside of that, Marcus Freeman, we already know, opportunity to become the first Black head coach to win a national championship at the FBS level. Same for as a coach of Asian descent. Like, there's a lot at stake there for, history and firsts, which has gotten a lot of publicity and a lot of conversation. But just to be 39, to be, the opportunity to win a national championship, already one of the faces of the sport, but like the platform changes when you have a national championship next to your name. It's all really, really interesting and really compelling. We'll get back to this. The coaches themselves also want to get into Marcus's ties to Ohio State. We'll do that a little bit later in the show.